right, for this next video, we're going to be doing a little bit of a 1350 review, and this will get us ready for percents that we're doing next time. So on page 27, we want to practice converting from fraction to decimal form. Now we have two options. We can use the equivalent fraction method. This works for anything that's going to end up to be a terminating decimal. And the goal for the equivalent fraction method is to get a power of 10 in the denominator. So 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, anything like that. Now remember, we're allowed to multiply by anything that is equivalent to 1. So for 3/5, if I multiply both the top and bottom by 2, that would be multiplying by 2 over 2, which is 1. I get 6 over 10. Now if I say that properly, it is 6 tenths. So if you remember your place value from decimal, this is the tenths place. So this one is also read 6 tenths. So if you can get a power of 10, you can read it and then you can change it to a decimal. So for the second one, we have 7 over 20. So if I multiply both the top and bottom by 5, that would give me 35 over 100. So I'm always trying to figure out what do I multiply by here that will end with some power of 10. So this would be read as 35 hundredths, which is 2 decimal places, so 0.35. So the number of zeros and the number of decimal places should match up. All right, so for number 3, I've got a denominator of 25, so I'm thinking if I multiply that by 4, I'll get 100. That would be 48 over 100, 48 hundredths. And this decimal is also read 48 hundredths, so I can do 0.48. Now 4 is a little bit trickier. We have 7/8, so it's not real obvious what I need to multiply 8 by to get a power of 10. So one thing you can do here is you can break down the 8 using a factor tree. And we see that 8 breaks down into 3 2s. So each time I break down a 10, I get a 2 and a 5. So for each 2 that I have, I need a 5 to go with it. So if I have 3 2s, what that tells me is I need 3 5s. So 5 times 5 times 5 would be 125. So if you multiply out 8 times 125, you will come out with 1,000. Another way to look at that is you've got a set of 10, a 10, and a 10, and 10 to the third is 1,000. Now 7 times 125, if you multiply that one out, that one takes a little bit more work. That's going to be 875 over 1,000. So 3 zeros is going to be 3 decimal places. And that is read 875 thousandths. All right, so for the last one we're going to do, this one would be 125. So notice we already worked with the 125 over here. So we're going to steal this 8, and we're going to multiply the top and bottom by 8. That's going to be 88 over 1,000. Now you have to be careful here. You do have 3 zeros, so 3 decimal places. So your placeholder, your 0, has to go before the 8s. So that is read 88 thousandths. All right, so we're not going to do the last one, but let's look over at the other side. If you can't do the equivalent fraction method, or you can't figure out what to multiply by, you can do long division. So I'll do a few of these. I'm going to do the first 4. The trick with long division is make sure you set it up correctly. So if we're dividing by 8, 8 goes on the outside, 3 goes